Every so often, an NFL player comes along that a team simply can't afford to lose. The Pittsburgh Steelers certainly find themselves in this position right now, as superstar pass rusher TJ, what is the caliber of a career Steeler? Any buzz of a trade has already had plenty of cold water thrown on it. Pittsburgh wouldn't be wise to ship what out of town. As his contract saga continues, it's in the best interest of both sides to get a deal done. They know it. Fans know it, and apparently the NFL also knows it. In his annual survey of league coaches, executives, and scouts, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reveals that what is once again the number 2 ranked edge player in football. It's another 1-2-3 punch of Cleveland Browns standout Myles Garrett, and Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. Watt's ranking is another clear reminder that he deserves to get paid. AFC coach TJ Watt remains gold standard for Steelers and NFL. Even in his age 30 season, Watt was good enough to be named to the Pro Bowl for the 7th campaign in a row. Not only that, but he also received second-team All-Pro honors and finished 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. It was another year to remember for Watt. With that in mind, Fowler documented an in-conference coach citing him as the top option in the league. "He's still the gold standard for me," a veteran AFC defensive coach said. "He completely wrecks a game, and he can do everything." In addition to logging 11.5 sacks in 17 games, Watt led the sport in forced fumbles with 6. On top of that, he amassed 61 tackles, 19 for loss, and 27 quarterback hits. Pro Football Focus loved his productivity once again, giving him a 92.2 overall grade with 91.4 and 90.1 splits for run defense and pass rush, respectively. Those figures were all in the top 6 among all edge players in the NFL. Other advanced stats also prove a quality regular season from Watt. ESPN's own pass rush win rate metric had him ranked 12th for edge players with a 19% mark. Opposing coordinator questions how last season unfolded. With that said, it wasn't all perfect for Watt. The aforementioned data reflects more of a great season than a second best in the sport one, which brings his ranking into question a bit. The Steelers' stalwart pass rusher has legitimate competition behind him, Parsons especially. One coach, in particular, thinks Watt and company slowed down as a grueling 2024-25 season rolled on. Some of that may not have been in his control, though. The line was still generally excellent on the year. "I thought he wore down a little bit," an NFL coordinator said about Watt's late-season clip. "But their whole defense did. I think they just got tired, and the struggles on offense could have played a role." That argument is worth looking into. In the final 5 games of last year, Watt played 273 defensive snaps, but had only 2 sacks to show for it. 2 of his worst PFF composite grades stemmed from that stretch. Per RBSDM.com, the Steelers ranked 23rd in EPA/play as a defense from weeks 14 to 18 and were 22nd in dropback EPA/play. That, combined with 4 straight losses to end the season, potentially adds validity to the coordinator's case. With Watt set to turn 31 in October, it'll be on him to prove the former coach right and the latter one wrong. Either way, Pittsburgh simply has to lock him up on a long-term contract. Things are going to look different for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, especially in their secondary. Going into a season with questions on the offensive side of the ball, the defense is going to have to be stout for Pittsburgh to have any shot at contending. Analyst Mike Renner thinks its secondary can be solid but doesn't think the group is among the best in the league. On the Pushing the Pile podcast on Wednesday, Renner put each team's secondary into tiers. For the Steelers, he put them in the B tier, below the A and S superstar tiers. "Steelers I put here with the addition of Jalen Ramsey," Renner said. "Where he ends up, I'm not sure. I think slot cornerback makes the most sense, given his career trajectory. He's played there before, his physical play style where they need it. But he could play safety as well." Renner is likely right that slot is the most natural fit for Ramsey right now. During the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl run a few years back, Ramsey spent a ton of time at nickel corner, and he was a first-team All-Pro doing so. With Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay on the outside, it would make sense to play Ramsey in the slot. Although Beanie Bishop Jr. did have an impressive rookie season in that role, it's hard to argue against giving Ramsey the advantage there. However, the makeup of the Steelers' secondary might make that more complicated. After losing Minkah Fitzpatrick in the Ramsey trade that also netted Jonnu Smith, the safety position did get weaker. Juan Thornhill and Deshaun Elliott form a nice duo, but Thornhill had his own issues with the Cleveland Browns last year. Given Ramsey's age, many think he could make the move to safety, with his physical play style being a good attribute for the position. Some of those questions might be the reason Pittsburgh isn't in a higher tier for Renner. Despite that, he does think the cornerback group is good enough to win with. Joey Porter Jr. going into year 3, Darius Slay coming over. I think this cornerback group, you can at least win with it. It might not be A tier or S tier, but it's good enough, Renner said. If Ramsey does play cornerback, which some think is likely, it's hard not to be excited about this group. The Steelers have no real questions at cornerback. If everything goes right, they could have the best cornerback room in the NFL this season. There may be some more questions at safety, especially relative to Ramsey. However, there's enough talent in the Steelers' secondary that the floor is pretty high. If this group and the rest of the defense plays up to par, Pittsburgh will be in good shape in 2025. Aaron Rodgers' future was already in doubt before he signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers a few weeks ago. Many assumed he would join the Steelers for the 2025 season, though the delay in making it official had fans wondering about his commitment to playing another season outright. Rodgers' career is winding down, and he made that perfectly clear recently, revealing on The Pat McAfee Show that his first year with the Pittsburgh Steelers would be the final of his career. That means the Steelers are in a sense on the clock, as they're thinking about their future at the position. Pittsburgh faced a similar problem a year ago, deploying Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as temporary placeholders. It's a similar circumstance now for the team. Some feel that a projected stronger quarterback draft class could provide them with a permanent answer they have sought for years. However, one insider thinks that they could look into acquiring another veteran. ESPN's Brooke Pryor tabbed Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray as a player who could be on the Steelers' radar. Trading for a starting quarterback is rare these days and expensive, but not impossible. The Steelers could first look at former first-round picks who haven't played up to their expected potential. Arizona's Kyler Murray will have 2 years and a club option on his current contract after the 2025 season. His cap hits are significant, $53.2 million and $43.5 million, but they could be massaged and restructured. Murray enters his 7th year in the NFL, and at age 27, there is still an opportunity for him to progress under center. When he's on the field, Murray is one of the more dynamic players in the league. But there is also an argument for the Steelers running into the same issue going this route. Changing out starting quarterbacks almost annually is an unconventional strategy in part due to chemistry and in part due to finances. Most teams who want to press the reset button at the position do so through the draft. Having changed out veterans multiple times already, a section of the fan base would likely bemoan the use of that strategy for a 3rd straight offseason. For now, the Steelers back Rodgers and will try to capitalize on his final season. But they will need to start thinking about what's next sooner rather than later. Again,